Hello, fellow procrastinators of the world. The further along into the video we go, the more unhinged my mental state gets. You'll see why in a bit. So this all started when my friend, who absolutely adored Jiang Cheng, announced that they, along with some of their other friends who also like the character, were going to be hosting a Jiang Cheng can sleeve event for his birthday. And since I was supposed to be working on my thesis and I kind of wanted to not do that, I was like, maybe I can paint something really quick for the event and donate it to the raffle, because that's usually how cup or can sleeve events go. They have raffles towards the end. It's always a fun time, and by a fun time I mean it's fun for me because I win prizes. Also, I forgot to pre-register, but I showed up anyway. I had this 12 by 18-inch paper left over from a previous project that I sketched my Jiang Cheng on. Or, well, Wang Chang, who's the actor who played Jiang Cheng in the live-action series, which I then taped to this piece of wood that I brought for a printmaking elective but ended up not using for printmaking at all. I just wasted my own money. Since I was in such a hurry because this was 8 a.m. the day before the event, you'd think that I proceeded to start painting as soon as I could. But you'd be wrong. Instead, I spent the better part of 30 minutes trying to set up a good camera angle for this video. Because there's this one guy on Facebook and TikTok who uploads really polished watercolor time-lapse videos, and his camera is always parallel to the surface he's working on. And I wanted that polishedness for me. I succeeded in doing that setup in a previous video, but the painting in that video was like twice the size of this one. So this footage looked so awkward with all of the empty space around the painting. Now I'm a hoarder, so here's an old IKEA instruction booklet that I refused to throw out, and I'm now using as a surface to clean my brushes on. And with all that setting up out of the way, I finally began painting. I tried painting in that awkward angle for a while before deciding that enough was enough, because I couldn't get any real work done because I was hunched over my own table and it hurt my back and I couldn't see anything, and waiting for my paint to dry was agony, so I went back to using my easel anyway. What a complete waste of everyone's time. For the record, I don't usually like speeding up the drying process of my watercolors with a heat gun, but like I said, I was in a hurry because I got no time to waste, even though I wasted 30 minutes setting up for this video. Speeding up the drying process felt sacrilegious, but I felt like it had to be done. At first, I was fairly confident because I'm finally using the new watercolor brushes that I got back during my birthday on a decently sized painting, and then the painting ended up not looking like the guy. Maybe it's because he's looking towards the right, and I, like any other artist who started out being self-taught, suck at drawing faces that's not looking 3/4 towards the left. How do I put this in a way that's easy to understand? It's ugly. So I scrapped the painting, decided that I was going to paint something else, looked through my pile of leftover paper, and found this spare piece of roughly 9 by 12 inch paper, which was a leftover from this project. That project went really smoothly because I have 3 years worth of experience in painting Xiaojian with watercolors, while at this point in the video, I had approximately 4 hours and 30 minutes worth of experience in painting Wang Chang using the same medium. Anyway, I wanted to shoot an aesthetic looking footage of me taping the paper down to my piece of wood because my naive self thought that this was going to be it. This was going to be the painting that I was going to be bringing to the event. But from the thumbnail of this video, you probably already sussed out that that unfortunately wasn't the case. But I painted it anyway because I didn't know what was going to happen, and I took better care not to accidentally paint the parts that should be left paintless. But long story short, I still failed. Also, my camera died. When my camera finished charging, it was already early evening, and here's a shot of my old painting from my previous video. But we're not here to talk about past successes, oh no, we're here to talk about current failures. Unfortunately, the first stage of grief is always denial, and I assumed I would be able to fix the painting by using chalk pastels to fix his face. I mean, my figure drawing professor allowed it in his class, so why shouldn't I allow myself to do it at home? But I've had experience ruining my own paintings with my own foolish decisions, and this was one such foolish decision. But hey, at least we can now laugh at my own stupidity. Needless to say, this method didn't exactly work out, so in my desperation, I decided to do what I avoided doing the entire day. Everyone who knows me in real life knows I prefer watercolors to acrylic. But I think this is one of those rare instances where I thought I would be able to paint better using an opaque medium. Or maybe that was sheer copium and I just have a massive skill issue painting Wang Juichang's face. I decided to outright color my canvas gray first, for the first time ever, because I thought it would make for an interesting painting experience. And also, I kinda like the way paint looks on gray, and it's not as if my 2 previous failed attempts from that morning could deter me from taking another risk by doing something completely new with a painting that was supposed to be due the next day. Truthfully though, I started out really shaky with that one eye, especially since for some reason all of my acrylic brushes were absolutely wrecked and I should probably buy new ones sometime soon. I blame her for this. But the more I laid out the skin tones, the more I gained my confidence back, since the feeling felt similar to how I'd usually paint skin on a computer. By the way, my left side was starting to really hurt during this part, and I thought it was appendicitis. And then I was like, that's on the right side of your abdomen, you dummy. Well, I think the women watching this video could figure out what the hell was going on. And then my camera died again, but I couldn't stop painting, so by the time it finished charging, I've already done quite a lot to the painting. And while I begrudgingly had to admit that it still didn't look like the guy, I'm mollified by the knowledge that this was the best attempt of the 3 so far. Here's proof of that if you don't believe me. And like I said, I always like ruining my own paintings with bad ideas, so I thought, why not put some gold on the canvas with a palette knife and see how that would look? And I actually liked how it looked, but I struggled with applying it while holding my phone with my other hand because my camera died again! So I turned my phone off and tried to paint the gold properly. I didn't record it because I'm an idiot, but I actually put gold on his eyelids too, so he looked like he had gold eyeliner on. And finally, I could go to the event. I commuted because I was broke, and that melted almost all of my makeup off. I had to stop by my usual print shop in uni to get my freebies printed, and thank God the venue is so close to where I study. And I dressed up as Yan Li. I borrowed this costume from my friend Yuyu because there's no way in hell I'd be able to buy one with my empty bank account. And originally I wanted to spin around in this because this cloth was so flowy and it would have been fun to spin around in it like a princess. But my face wasn't thick enough to do it alone in public. Here are some pictures of me holding a painting of my baby brother in the event, and here's a picture of the Jiang Cheng shrine. During the actual raffle, the pair cosplaying as wedding Xichang won the 2 paintings, which was an awesome coincidence. There also happened to be my friend, so at least the painting went to someone I know. Then, during pack-up time, I decided to commit theft. And that's the story of my Jiang Cheng struggle. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one.